Hey guys, so in today's edition of True Story, I actually wanted to tell you guys about something that had happened about, I want to say maybe like a couple weeks before Christmas. So, I met this guy, he's really nice, and, everything was cool. We talked on the phone a few times, and everything was just going good. Just really good conversation, and you just start to grow and like someone. And he had asked me out on a date, and so I said yeah, sure. And I guess he had just really put a bunch of effort into it. You know what I mean? He found out like my favorite ice cream and had a special batch made at Cold Stone and made reservations at a French restaurant. So I was really pumped, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I look really nice. My best friend, she came over and she did my hair and all that. So I just really, thought it was gonna be a really cool evening. First dates, you kind of want them to go good. So he had made the reservations for 8:30. So he was gonna come and pick me up around 7:30. So Ash, my best friend, she's here. She's doing my hair and stuff like that. And, he had called me. He's like, okay, so, I was thinking about coming to get you at 8:30. I mean, at 7:30 rather, so we can make our reservations in time. So, just in case we hit any traffic downtown. So I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. I'm ready. I really just got done doing my hair, so you can actually leave. He lives about 15 minutes away. So, he called me at 7:10. So he lives 15 minutes away. And even give or take, because I live in Atlanta. So even if there's traffic, the latest you really should be getting to me at 7:45. In which case, that's still good because reservations are at 8:30. So, me and Asher, of course, are talking away. Girls just being girls, just catching up and talking about, what this date might be like, and just talking about clothes, everything, just being best friends. And I look at the clock, and it's like 8:20. I'm like, what? What's going on? Like, I didn't even realize like the time had gone by so fast. So I give dude the benefit of the doubt, and I call him, and I shouldn't even have to, but like, it's 8:20. I gave you directions to my house and stuff like that, and I told him to call me when he's nearby, or I gave him directions to the point he should call at the end of the directions I gave him, because I live in an apartment. And I didn't really want to give him my apartment number. I just gave him the address. And, it's the first date. I don't really know you like that, homie. So I'm not going to give you my address. I mean, my apartment number. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's lost, da-da-da-da-da. So I call him. No answer. So I'm like, okay. Hopefully everything's okay. I'm an optimist, so my first thought is not that he's trying to stand me up or play me, is that maybe something happened. So I call him and stuff like that, no answer, and that's 8:20. So I'm really hungry because I had really not eaten since lunch because I knew I was going out to dinner with him. So I tell Ash, because there's a Wendy's right down the street from my house, and I'm like, really, truth be told, 9 o'clock rolls around. It's going down at Wendy's. Like, I'm going to get a number one. We're going to go get some food. That's what it is. So I didn't even wait till 9 o'clock, because quite frankly, if you were supposed to be at my house at 7:30 and it's around 9 o'clock, I mean, it's already a wrap, So we go to Wendy's, and I had called my other, friends, and I'm just telling them, like, what was dude doing? Like, what? I don't understand. So really, I'm not even mad. I'm just like, it is what it is, Maybe it just didn't work out. Maybe he realized at the end he just didn't want to go out. I really wasn't pressed on it like that. So we go to Wendy's. We're laughing about it. Like, is this guy serious? And we're not even in there for 10 minutes. I'm not even done with my meal. And who comes walking into Wendy's but this fool? So his face is like, when he sees me, like, walking through. And my first thought is like, what in the hell are you doing walking into my Wendy's? So he comes in, and I'm sitting down like this, and he puts his head like right here, and he like puts his hands on my shoulder, like trying to like comfort me and stuff like that. And I'm like, first of all, What are you doing? Second of all, why are you touching me? Third of all, so, you know, like Ashley's looking at him like that too. Like, you can't be serious. The first, I'm like, okay, here's what I'm trying to get across. Like, I'm not your girlfriend, so, like, I'm not in that position to be like, oh, what happened, or anything like that. You effed up on the first try. There's nothing to be said. So supposedly he left his phone at the house, which is fine. That's realistic and stuff like that. I mean, it's not that common because, you know, I mean, it was 2007 then, but in 2007, 2008, you know, people aren't really leaving their cell phones at home. So he left his cell phone at home. But here's the thing: even if you do leave your cell phone, you realize at least 15 minutes into your drive, at least 15 minutes, you could have turned around, because he walked into Wendy's like around 9:30. You live 15 minutes away from me, 25 with traffic. So let me give you half an hour. If you left to come and get me at 7:30, even if you would have realized you got to me at 7:30, you would have went back home, made it home there by 8. Came back for me at 8. You still would have been to me by 8:30, and you're walking into Wendy's 9:30, and you're talking about, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I forgot my phone, will you forgive me? And his story also was that he was coming into Wendy's to call me. It took you 2 hours to realize that, sir? And let's go ahead and keep it real. You were coming in here to order number 1 with cheese, and you were going to biggie size it. Come on, dude. Who goes into a fast food restaurant to call somebody? Like, your story is so blotchy. So anyway, like, I was just annoyed because I saw him. Like, I honestly would have played it cool. And, you know, he left his phone. It was an honest mistake, but it was situational. You made an honest mistake on my time. You know what I mean? You just didn't set yourself up for success. You made a reservation at a French restaurant. You were doing all these things, making special batches of ice cream for me, and you're leaving your phone? Something's got to give. So, I mean, I was really just annoyed. And he's like, you got to give me another chance, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and he kind of has a temper, so maybe it's good it didn't work out. But he was like, you got to give me another chance, blah, blah, blah. I don't have to do anything. Once again, I'm not your girlfriend. We're not even sleeping together. We haven't even hugged. You know why? Because that's what you do. You hug and maybe kiss on the first date. We haven't even gotten that far. It's a done deal. So, I don't even know. He, you know, later on, like a few days later, well, the next day, he did end up getting me, like, some ice cream, because the ice cream he had brought, when he got out of his car at Wendy's, it was pretty much soup, because he was 2 hours late. But anyway, it was really funny because, you know, he tried to talk to me on Instant Messenger, and he's like, oh, I'm going to get you back, or, you know, I'm going to, you know, make this up to you and stuff like that. I'm like, you don't have to make up anything to me. You know, you didn't do anything wrong to me. You know, you just kind of pretty much stood me up, but that's fine. You really didn't owe me anything except to show up, and that didn't work out because of an honest mistake. So, it is what it is. I honestly don't have any ill will towards the guy, and, you know, I wish him well, but he just doesn't have a shot in hell with me. So, you know, and I'm like, am I being harsh? Am I being harsh? Because I don't really feel I am. I'm a really nice person, and I always give people the benefit of the doubt. But just because he's a nice guy, and he may have really honestly made this mistake, I choose not to believe it because of because of the series of events, you know what I mean? How everything played out. But, you know, and I explained this to him. I'm like, I understand you're a nice guy and you mean well, and, you know, we've had great conversation, and the date probably would have went well. However, I can't compromise my standards because you're a nice guy. I can't. And so, that's all. But I just thought that was hilarious. And I'm like, this is a true story. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny, but I think that it's just hilarious. I'm like, did this just happen? So, yeah, that's the story of my stand-up guy. And, yeah, I got stood up. It's pretty interesting. But, yeah, that's it. You know, it is what it is. And, hey, what are you going to do? So, that's all, y'all. Haters, do what you do. I'm going to do me. And God first, y'all.